Richard Southern joins us from the Home Office on this Wednesday. Hey, Richard.
Hey, Janella, how are you?
I'm not too bad. So the way that we're working has changed so much during the pandemic. You're working from home. I'm working in a very empty newsroom. And that's left many of us wondering what the working world is going to look like when this is all over, or I don't know if it's ever really going to be over, but once we kind of ease back in. Tell us about this idea in New Zealand that's gaining some traction.
We talked about this. It was just a week or two ago. New Zealand's Prime Minister mused about the idea of putting in place a permanent 4-day work week. She said it would help the economy recover from COVID-19. Would that work here? Should Canada move to a 4-day work week? I had the chance to ask via our Parliament Hill reporter today, the Prime Minister. And, you know, Trudeau didn't rule it out.
I think there are a lot of people thinking creatively about what the post-COVID world could look like, and I look forward to hearing a wide range of suggestions. But right now, we're very much focused on getting through this particular crisis, and we'll have plenty of time to talk about particularly creative ideas on moving forward, but I'm not going to speculate on what any of them might be.
Janella, some people watch it and they say, wait a minute, isn't that going to cost companies money? I talked to a professor today at the Rotman School of Business, and he said, no, a burnout costs North American companies as much as $6 billion a year. We work so hard, so long, we're all very stressed out, and that has a monetary cost. So there's been a lot of studies about the benefits, economic and otherwise, of moving to a 3-day work week. What do you think, Janelle?
Well, what's the rationale? Is it just cost? Is it instead of laying off people, just shortening the work week, paying them for only 4 days as opposed to 5?
No, I think there's been a lot of talk of this up until COVID-19, but I think people are just looking at the pandemic as maybe, a good time to sort of reset the way we think about these things. I mean, the Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 work time, that goes back to the Industrial Revolution when we were working very differently. We were on machines. We had to be there all day. Now we work largely on computers and we work in short spurts. So the thinking is if we can redesign the way that works, companies could save money. You and I could be happier and healthier. And maybe now's the time to do it, Janella.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to 3 days off. I mean, if we can squish all that work into 4 days. I mean, how many people who work in an office are really working for all 8 hours diligently? A lot of coffee breaks, a lot of water cooler breaks. Okay.
But you and I are in on this one, Janella.
All right. Well, speaking of workplaces, one of the country's most influential newspapers is about to have a new owner.
Big news. The Toronto Star are planning to sell itself and go private, delisting from the Toronto Stock Exchange. And the sale price is really astounding. The paper plans to sell itself to 2 prominent Toronto businessmen for just $52 million. This is a bargain basement price for what is Canada's largest circulation newspaper. The buyers here are John Bitove and Paul Rivet. Now, Rivet recently retired as president of Toronto investment firm Fairfax Financial. Bitove is best known for helping bring the Toronto Raptors to town. What, if any, changes these two gentlemen want to make remains unclear, though in a written statement they said they're both committed to journalism and, kind of said all the right things. But, the newspaper business, Janella, deeply troubled right now. The Toronto Star in recent years sold everything from its printing press to literally its parking garage to try and raise money. Yet last year it still lost $51 million. So we'll see what these guys are going to do with it.
All right, fingers crossed. It's only good news for our colleagues over there. All right, thanks, Richard. We'll see you next hour.
Yeah, 6:30, Janella.